What?
Hey. Yeah, maybe.
Okay. I was looking at it and I was like, in case Tom comes out. Our lovely neighbor. Hi, we're gonna fix things. I guess what that.
All right.
Hi.
Hey, everyone. Welcome to Book Witches with a B.
I'm Colleen.
I'm Orja, and we're going to be talking about chapters 25 through 27
Yes.
of The Phoenix King today. Lots happens.
Mm-hmm.
Lots happens.
Mm-hmm.
And because lots happens, I highlighted some fun stuff to talk about in Deep Dive, too.
Oh, fun. Good. I have a couple of notes
yeah.
on some of the I don't have any on the final chapter, but...
That's fair.
I have some.
I actually don't have any on the final chapter either.
Yeah, I
fine.
listened to the final chapter.
It's cool. It's cool.
Well, I have notes about it. I have, if you're thinking about not sticking around, I have theories. I have 2 theories for my corner.
Yes.
Which, if this is your first time listening, you'll figure it out. I have a corner.
She has a corner.
Where I talk about things that I thought about in the book.
Yeah. All right. Well, shall we dive in?
Yeah.
Chapter recap.
Woo!
Chapter 25, from Yasin's point of view. Remind me... No. You know what? We're not diving in yet. I want to ask you before we dive in. How did you feel to have a Leo-less section?
Honestly, so much better.
Was it amazing?
Yes, it was so nice. I've been, like... I love this book. Clearly, I think you can see the descent of me getting more and more angry.
Yeah.
And just, like, what is happening.
Yeah.
Through the whole thing.
Leo's rough.
I feel like other characters, and, like, I get why she focused on yeah, I don't like being in the head of, narcissistic men.
Yeah.
It's
a little rough.
I was into, like, true crime stuff for a long time, actually, and, like, there's a lot of media where, like, they're talking to the killer, and I never wanted any of that. I always strayed away from it because I couldn't, and I get it from, like, studying it so we can prevent it.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't.
It's hard.
It wasn't for me.
It's hard. Okay, now we're jumping into the chapter recap.
No Leo.
Woo-hoo. Okay, so chapter 25 is from Yasin's point of view. At some point, we must all grieve for our old selves, from the introduction of the great history of Sion. Very poignant for this chapter, actually.
It is.
So it starts with Yasin kind of walking through the palace courtyards. He's not able to sleep after the vision fire pain thing
Phoenix Heather
that's happened earlier that day. He goes into this like courtyard, which is small and kind of deserted, and he is kind of just like pacing underneath this large banyan tree. Moonflowers floated in the water of the wide basin carved out. The scenery is really pretty.
It is really pretty. This garden sounds incredible.
It sounds really pretty.
Yeah. I think this is the same garden that Leo and Alina were in earlier, right?
Yeah, I think so. He's kind of just like pacing. He's thinking about like what's going on with his arm. That he's been getting these like weird, sharp, sudden pains in his arm. His arm doesn't look like anything has changed.
Yeah.
But it feels a lot worse.
It's not great.
He says he can feel the fire moving in his arm.
Love that for him.
Ow.
Not great.
Yeah. And then Samson comes through. He finds him. Samson was looking for him. And Yasin's like, why? And Samson basically just wants to know, like, how Alina's doing. He said you escorted her home after the news broke out and all of that stuff happened. How is she? And Yasin said she is okay. She had an argument with her father. So she's like a little quiet, and I think that she, is a little upset, but she's doing okay. Samson says she was really brave for what she did, but are you okay? Because Jangir knows your face. Did he see you? And Yasin's like, no, I'm good. Everything is fine. And, justice will be served and all of that. And they're kind of talking. I think it's really interesting to note their, like, physical closeness in this chapter. Their knees are brushing against each other. They do clasp hands at one point, which I want to get into the deep dive, so don't let me forget.
The clasping hands thing.
Yeah, but their physical closeness.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because I was like, isn't that like an Indian friendship thing?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I was
the
like,
physical closeness.
did I read that wrong? So
no,
I
you
think
did
that's
not.
a thing.
It is a thing.
Okay.
It is a thing. And then, they're talking, and Samson's like, you should say old poems at the wedding. And Yasin is, like, internally thinking about Alina marrying Samson. And he's like, I can't. So he goes, I can't stay until the wedding. I'm leaving the day after the coronation, just like we planned. I owe it to myself to be free.
Which is fair.
Yasin wants to leave for not only it's not only just the Alina thing. Like, it's what he's been working towards his whole life.
He's never had like freedom before to do what he's wanted or not have to. Like, I mean, if he says he is still like a sort of somebody. So.
Yeah, to not be beholden to anyone. Samson has the sweet moment where he's like, we just found each other again. Don't just disappear on me again. Like, promise me you'll visit, at least, if you're not going to be there. He's even like, I'm going to miss you. I think Alina might even miss you.
Yeah, he's like, I saw that.
Yeah.
It's his way of being like, I saw that.
Yeah.
What's going on there?
And Yasin's like, I can't stay. But sure, I'll visit, sure. And then Samson's like, okay, so down to business. I found your father's cabin. What? Okay, so
shocker.
Out of nowhere. So it turns out that we learn a little bit more about Yasin's backstory. When he was a child, his father worked in the mines of Junthar. And
which makes sense.
Junthari
people are miners.
Yes.
Yeah.
And him and his mom stayed in Ravens, though. Yeah. And his father would come home and visit between breaks and stuff.
Which makes me think that there must have been at some point a more open border if he was able to go back and forth.
I think so, yeah. And so while Samson is thinking about all of this, or Yasin is thinking about all of this, Samson's basically like, hey, like, it took me a while to find this cabin. You should go there, for a while after. Here's the map on how to do it. I don't think Farron knows where it is, you know. And Yasin's like, okay, sure, I'll take the map. I'm never going back there. It's full of ghosts for me anyways. But he's also having this internal, like, flashback scene where he's basically like, the last time he saw his father had come home from digging in the mines, and he had found a type of metal that was so fine it could cut through steel. And he was basically like, you guys, go home to Ravens. It's not safe for you here. I'll be back as soon as I can. And then they never see him again.
I think he was like planning on mining it.
Yes.
Basically. And then he's gone. That's the last time
he sees him. And Yasin is fairly sure that his father probably told people about what he had found, and that's what got him killed.
So basically the rumor that Samson has heard about it came from his dad.
Yes. So like while Yasin is thinking this, Samson's like, I heard about a metal that's so fine that it can cut through steel. And Yasin's like, nope, my dad never found it.
He's like, yeah, did your dad?
Yeah.
Which is kind of a sweet thing where he's like, your dad was one of the best.
Yeah.
Like, you talked about your dad's one of the best.
And he's like, did he ever find it? And Yasin's like, nope. Truly, Yasin doesn't actually know if or what happened with all of that.
I think he's afraid for Samson and doesn't know why that's happening.
And also in the deep dive, I think this ties into something else we know about what Yasin's doing.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So basically, Samson's like, whatever, like you should, fine. And then he leaves, and then Verma comes. Everyone's finding Yasin in this courtyard today.
And he probably sticks out.
He does, that's true.
Verma's like, hey, bud.
Yeah. So then Verma comes out. Yasin kind of notices that she is her eyes are dull and she looks tired. And she drinks like an entire flask of probably whiskey or something.
Which is not like her.
Yeah, which is not like her. He's like, are you okay? And I was surprised that she told him. She trusts him. She opens up and she tells him Leo asked her to kill the priest of the Fire Order, and she did it. And she's having this moment where she's like, I should have stopped. I should have asked him why he wanted me to do it, but I didn't. Yeah. And Yasin is basically like, that will ruin you. You can't stop and ask questions. Yeah. You have to just kind of lock it away and move on. We get another flashback where Akaros, the leader of the Arahasin, told him how to compartmentalize. Yeah. Compartmentalize the shit out of your emotions.
It's not good.
It's not good. It does explain a lot, yeah. Uh-huh. He's so closed. But he's basically like giving Verma the same advice where he's like, if you are you're serving your king, you're carrying out the orders, this is what you're doing. You can't stop to ask why, or you're going to live with so much guilt, it'll ruin you. Mm-hmm. And he says, we're all going to burn one day anyways. So like you could keep living and shut those emotions down, or you can like just kind of burn to death then and there.
It's like if you think you're going to hell.
Yeah, like you're probably going.
You're going anyway, so.
Yeah. No, he literally says, you'll die.
Oh, well,
yeah. He's like, you will die. But then the chapter does end with him being like, well, hey, if you do burn, I'll keep you company.
Which was sweet.
It's sweet.
Yeah.
And it's also
like
Yasin. Poor Yasin.
He's very, like, I'll get into it later, very, like, realistically down.
Yeah. I mean, he has committed horrible, horrible sins.
Correct, yeah.
So, at least he knows what's what.
I mean, I feel like killing corrupt leaders isn't the worst, but...
I don't think he only kills corrupt leaders,
yeah,
though.
that's valid. That's all we've seen, so that's what I'm gonna,
Yes, I think the Aro Hassan did more than that.
Yeah, that's fair.
Chapter 26, from Alina's point of view. Fire gives both life and abandonment. It reveals your true friends, yet lets your enemies lie in its shadows. One should be wary of fire and the things it grows. From the diaries of Priestess Nomu of the Fire Order. So, Alina is in the, I guess, whatever prison place that Janjir is being held within the castle.
Mm-hmm.
And she's watching him walk back and forth. Yasin is standing with her. And basically, like, Janjir is basically, like, losing his mind a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
He's, like, pacing back and forth, muttering to himself. And Alina and Yasin are kind of talking about, like, what are we going to do with him?
Yeah.
You know? And she basically she's having this, like, she's having complicated emotions because she is human, so she's feeling a little bad for Janjir, but she's also like, I can't feel bad for him because he willingly massacred innocent people in a park.
Yeah.
And, like, she's watching him, like, get down on his knees and pray for absolution from the Phoenix, and she's like, you didn't shake and whimper and pray for absolution for your sins that night when you got home from creating a massacre and lying about it.
Yeah.
What makes you think that you deserve it now?
Mm-hmm.
That you've been caught, basically. And she has this moment where she's like, I think she says out loud something about, like, how can she rule when she doesn't even have faith in the Phoenix herself? And Yasin has this moment where he's like, you have more faith than anyone I've ever met.
Mm-hmm.
You have faith in Robins and in the people and in doing what's right. And then he says, I see you.
We were talking about this.
Yes.
I put that was another one of my hot comments just under that.
Yeah.
Hot.
Well, so she's like, while she's like emotionally agitated, she's like rubbing the burns on her fingers. And so he like catches her hands. He's like, you're going to hurt yourself if you keep doing that. And he's still holding her hand when he looks into her eyes and says, I see you, Alina.
Hot and hot for me personally, don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah. Hot,
actually, don't do that.
Hot in theory.
Hot in theory, actually doing that, too much
Nightmare
intimacy. Fuel. Actually, I would be so uncomfortable. I would be like, actually, don't make eye contact with me ever. Please, thank you.
Being together for almost 9 years, I'm just now being able to look Joel in the eyes when he's being really sincere with me.
You know, it's super weird for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
9 years. 9 years of consistent Joel being very sweet and genuine and me being like, too much, bro.
No, I can take sincerity. Don't hold my hands and stare deep into my eyes.
Yeah.
That's too much. Unless it's like on our wedding day. That's the only option. Because it's kind of required.
I mean, it is required on the wedding day.
Outside of that, I don't need it.
It's hard. Now, I cannot tell you how uncomfortable it used to make me, but he's broken me down. 9 years with the same guy doing the same thing. I'm like, okay.
Well, at some point you do get used to it.
I guess this is, but if anyone else tried to do it to me, I would die.
I'm not good with eye contact, as you know.
I mean, yes,
I'm staring
right into
I know.
your
I
eyes
was
right
like,
now.
I actually don't want to do this. I was like, we can do this. I was like,
nope. Stare at the screen.
But see, I can make eye contact with you in the screen.
Well, yeah, because you're not looking at my eyes.
Yeah, correct. Yeah. No, that's totally fine.
There's something about looking into a person's face.
No, I stare at your nose. When I'm talking to you, I stare at your nose. When I talk to people, so it looks like I'm looking at your eyes, but I'm not.
I move my eyes around a lot.
I do too.
So,
yeah. Well, I noticed that, and also just with editing, the amount clearly that I talk with my hand kills me.
You do talk with your hand. Joel actually said something about that the other day.
It kills me. I don't know why. I don't know how to not gesticulate when I'm speaking.
I, funny enough, have learned how to not speak with my hands so much. I physically had to learn it, like, when I was, like, doing all of my interviews for all the jobs that I've jumped through.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, because I'm like, if I talk with my hands, they think I'm nervous, and it lends itself to my nervous energy, but if I keep them down here, and I don't move them, then I look a lot more,
I can
together.
do it in interviews.
Yeah.
It's just, like, what I'm, like,
Yeah.
chattering away.
Yes.
Here I am.
When you're chattering away.
chattering away. So, no, I noticed it quite a bit because I was like fast forwarding to a part.
Yeah, and you're just
and the whole time it's just my hand going like this, and I'm like, you would think I'm Italian. I'm not.
So funny. Listen, Indian people talk with their hands too. I've trained myself not to do it so much, but if I'm not paying attention, I too talk with my hands a lot. Or if I'm not holding my phone.
Yeah, I'm holding my Kindle in one
And
hand and still with the other. Part of it was when I was doing the chapter recap, which I think was part of it. I was trying to kind of get my part through it. But anyhow. So, don't do a drinking game of how many times I move my hands. You'll be blackout by the end.
Or do. Could be fun.
Could be fun.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I just thought of, you haven't watched How I Met Your Mother, but there's this episode where Robin Scherbatsky, she's a news anchor, and there's this moment where, like, Ted teaches a class at college, and his kids all know who Robin Scherbatsky is when she walks in, and he finds out that the reason that they all know who she is because they have a drinking game called the Robin, and whenever she says they drink.
This would be me.
And then she finds out about it, and so one night, it's when Ted decides to go, like, play the drinking game with his, like,
She does it multiple times.
because she knows what's happening. She does it, like, every other sentence, and everyone gets so drunk. It's so funny.
That is something I would do. 100%.
Yeah. But, Anywho. So they're having this moment. Where yes, I'm like choked on my tea. It's
Clearly,
fine.
we're not good with intimacy. We just
can't
did
do
a
it.
whole derailed situation.
And Verma comes in, and she somehow doesn't see this. They, like, separate, and she has no idea what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
And Alina's like, hey, there you are. I heard that you took sick leave last night. Are you doing okay?
Yeah.
And Verma says, I'm fine. I was feeling a bit under the weather, but I'm okay now. And then basically she kind of joins them to watch Janjir, and he's stopped pacing. Alina, like, ends up, it's like a high-tech comms prison thing.
Mm-hmm.
She presses the comms button and basically tells Janjir, like, hey, you are going to pay for your crimes. We're going to keep you here until I become queen, and then you're going to be put on trial for the things that you have done against the people of Robbins. Mm-hmm. And he says all of this really arrogant stuff, like, I made your father, he would never do this to me, like, all of this stuff. I mean, he's not wrong. He's not wrong. But it's quite arrogant to say that to a royal person.
Yeah, same arrogancy of putting his crown on her head.
Correct? Yep. Same thing.
Same thing.
And he's like, get Varun. Varun is lying about all of this. And while he's, like, ranting, someone comes in, like, she gets a message, and Varun is actually at the palace. So she's like, okay, Verma, bring Varun to, like, the guest singing hall, whatever it's called. Wow, I'm having a hard time with words today.
It's fine.
To the receiving chamber. And she sends Yasin to go get her dad, who has not spoken to her since the fight. And she said, tell him it's an emergency. So she's sitting in the room with Varun, and Varun is very, like, he seems a little nervous, but he knows. She can tell he knows something. And basically, he says, I had the information that was leaked given to me by a dealer a few weeks ago. And she did a move in like a club that was the Unsung. I thought at first that she was just like an elite soldier or something. Mm-hmm. But then yesterday at the stadium,
the fight that she was watching.
Yeah, the fight that everyone was watching, I saw you move like that, and it is the same. And she's like, oh, you must be mistaken. And then he's like, but there's something else. And then he pulls out the holopod that was slipped in his pocket. And Alina's like, oh, crap, I am so dumb.
Correct.
It has her insignia. It has the royal insignia on it. And she forgot about that when she slipped the holopod into his pocket. And she's like, what do you want? And he says, I want to be by your side. I want you to, hush all of the gold caps who are trying to, like, fight for power. I want you to back me, and I want to be by your side, and I want to have the privileges, and we're going to work together, basically. Mm-hmm. And so instead, she's like, yeah, that's not happening. She incapacitates him. Verma comes in. She makes him go to a cell of his own.
Yeah,
she's like, yeah, she's like, you're also going to be held for trial, and have fun with that.
Yeah.
And so takes him away. She melts the holopods.
Smart.
And then Yasin comes back into the room and says, the king said he doesn't want to see anyone and not to lie about emergencies.
Her dad sucks so much.
Leo is the worst. So after all of that, they dismiss Yasin. The 2 gold caps are in jail. Everything's fine. Verma's like, follow me. And she takes her up a guard tower into this room that's a shrine to a goddess.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the Yumi goddess. And basically, Alina's like, I thought you believed in the phoenix. And Verma says, I do, but this is the Yumi goddess. I believe in both because they're very similar. In
a lot of ways.
Yeah, in a lot of ways. They're fierce and protective, and they'll do what it takes to protect, like, those that they love. Yeah. And she said, I have an idea. Show me this dance that I know you're working on.
Yeah.
And so she reveals this pit with a fire in it, and she's basically coaching Alina through the different moves and correcting her stances and stuff. This feels very sun/moon salutation to me.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
I know we had talked about the water bending scrolls and the dance of the dragons from The Last Airbender, but the way that she's describing the motions, it feels like yoga.
Mm-hmm. And that seems to be.
Which, yeah. Makes sense.
Inspiration.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And the fire starts, I mean, it's reacting to her, and it's like, yeah, it's reacting to the dance. And then at the part where she's supposed to think of, like, the brightest light or whatever, she suddenly realizes the brightest light in her life is actually Verma, who's, like, a mother to her, who loves her, cares for her, supports her, believes in her. All the things that Leo does not do.
Yep.
And her mom's gone. So she thinks about Verma, and basically the flame begins crawling to her, and then it jumps into her hands. And it's burning her, but she can't let go of it.
Yeah, she doesn't know how.
She doesn't know how. And then it, like, jumps out of her hands and smashes some mirrors. It was a little fast in the... I think what happens is it jumps out of her hands, smashes some mirrors, and then is just on fire. And Verma starts trying to smother the fire, and that hurts Alina too.
Yeah, or something.
Weird. It's weird, but then Verma ends up putting it out, and Alina's hands are, like, ruined.
Mm-hmm.
And Verma says, maybe it is a blessing.
That you don't have to do this.
Because she knows now.
Which, again, why does she not
Why didn't she tell her?
She should have told her.
She knows now that the price for holding fire is sacrifice. And she still doesn't tell her that that's the price of it. She's like, maybe it is a blessing that you can't hold it. And they get into a fight. Alina's basically like, everyone says that to me. I didn't think you would say that to me.
I'll be honest, this is the point in this story where I start getting mad at Alina. Yeah. I get it, but from this point forward,
she acts like a little bit of a brat.
Mm-hmm.
She's basically like, I thought of you. You're the reason I was able to control the fire this much, and now you're saying that you're glad that I can't hold it. Like, it's my birthright. What am I supposed to do? And Verma basically calls her a fool. Which she's right.
She's right, but
also, she doesn't know why.
Alina doesn't have all the information.
Yes.
So it's hard.
It's hard, yeah. And that's the end of chapter 26. Woo. Chapter 27, also from Alina's point of view. This one is wild. Beware of the black hawk of death. Its golden eyes see the passing of our world into the next, from the legends and myths of Sion. So, Alina is rummaging through a chest of scrolls. I think that it's possibly in the library. I think in the library, she's trying to find answers somewhere for like, how can she hold this fire? And she goes through this it's like a diary, and each page of this, like, diary has a picture of a jasmine flower on it. Mm-hmm. And she, in her haste, knocks over this chest and knocks the scrolls everywhere, and she's like, oh shoot, and as she's picking them up, she finds a letter. And I'm just gonna read the letter.
Yeah.
Dear Jasmine, I think I've found it. When you receive this, meet me at your tea shop. After hours, I'll bring it with me. Yours, Anna. So this is a mystery of who in the world is Jasmine.
I knew it.
Yes.
I was right. I knew that lady was important. I mean, clearly she was supposed to be important. Yes. She was emphasized in the thing. Yes. But I knew it was important.
Jasmine, meet me at your tea shop. And Alina is like, immediately, Jasmine, meet me at your tea shop. She's like, that woman named Jasmine with Jasmine's tea shop has been in business for years.
Yeah.
It's gotta be the same person.
Yeah.
And she's like, she knew my mother. And then she realizes when she first met Jasmine and she was in her like dealer disguise, she had asked her to call her Anna. Mm-hmm. And Jasmine had flinched. And she's like, she knew my mom. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And so her like lady's maid comes in, Thea, to help her get dressed. Mm-hmm. And gives her a pod that's full of the names of the people who were killed in the park massacre. Yeah. And she's going to go and give like a speech, basically, to open the fire festival.
Yes. So
while she's being dressed and all of this, she's like kind of considering her reflection, and I thought this was really important. She looks at herself and she says, she looked beautiful, she looked monstrous, a deadly queen who knew how to trap criminals and deliver justice. But as Thea added more sandalwood into the stone bowl, Alina understood that the reflection was only a mirage, and then she's ready to go. So then, Yasin and Verma come to escort her. Her and Verma are still not talking, which is sad. And they get into the carriage to escort her to the White Lotus, which is a giant statue of a White Lotus, kind of like, I think, in the center of the city.
That's what it seems like.
Yeah. Where she's going to give her speech to kick off the fire festival. And while she's in the car, or in the carriage, I guess it's a car. It's a hover car.
Yeah, I mean, I think they call it a carriage. Yeah. But I think it's like a carriage in the
carriage of the car.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. She's sitting next to Yasin and Verma sitting opposite her, and she's basically like, hey, dude, I need to sneak out after the speech. And he's like, it's impossible. And she goes, but you know how to do it. And he's like, I do.
He's like, yeah.
And she's like, Verma can't know. And he's like, okay. All right, here we go.
Which is also putting him in such a weird spot because he can't say no.
Yeah.
I mean, he can, but
he could, but
really.
He can't. Yeah.
He's still at a pretty big disadvantage.
Yeah.
Oops. Sorry.
So she's going up to this White Lotus, and like there's like a huge festival. There's firecrackers, there's street performers, there's music, people are drinking, waving flags. It's like full fanfare. And she ends up, it's basically packed. And she's like, I didn't realize so many people would show up.
Yeah.
She knows that the kingdom right now is precarious with, like, the divide of the gold caps and all of that. Mm-hmm. So she basically gets up and she gives this pretty good speech of unity where she's like, hey, guys, you're about to have a new queen. This is going to be amazing. This is going to be great. But we can't fight for and strive for peace if we are turning on each other. We can't, face the outside dangers that are coming for us if we are just killing each other. Mm-hmm. And she reads the names out of everyone who was massacred in the park. Mm-hmm. And then she has this moment afterwards when, like, the press come through and they're asking her, like, about the division of the nation. She sees this young gold cap who's, like, about to get into a fight with people. And she's like, oh, my dad was right. This is where it begins. Mm-hmm. And so she brings the gold cap with her to the news, to the press, and she tells her first lie. Well, not her first lie, but she does her first, like, outright, I guess it's her first lie.
Manipulative lie.
Yes, her first manipulative lie, where she's like, Janjir is a Genthari spy, and do you really want him to win? Mm-hmm. And I think she says something about Varun also being a spy.
Yeah. Which I'll also state, if you're wanting peace with
Genthar,
maybe don't say that they have spies in your nation.
Yeah.
Maybe not a good idea.
I agree with that. But she basically, like, confirms to the press that they both are Genthari spies trying to spread dissent throughout the kingdom. And she's like, if we let them win, we're never going to be able to face the oncoming dangers from outside. We have to come together as a country. Mm-hmm. Yasin, and after that, they go into, like, her pavilion to, like, carry out their plan. And Yasin's like, so you confirmed that they're spies? And she's like, I told one lie. Mm-hmm. And Yasin's like, it is very much what Leo would have done. Mm-hmm. And she goes, he only did it to protect the gold caps and his own power. I told one lie to bring them down and protect Robbins. And Yasin's like, but how do you feel about it?
He's like, yeah, but like...
Yeah. And she's like, he's right. I feel horrible about this. I feel dirty. I feel gross. But she's like, I'll be okay. So their plan to sneak her out of this place,
Mm-hmm.
without Verma knowing, is her and Thea switch clothes. She's dressed as the maid, and Thea is dressed as her and covers her face. And Yasin takes Thea out of like the heavily guarded area and is basically like, "Oh, she's catching her breath. We're going to get her some water. Don't let Verma near her." They got into a fight.
Also, never gonna happen.
Yeah.
They're gonna let Verma in.
Like, she doesn't want to see Verma. They got in a fight. But, like, okay, sure. And then he sneaks her out, and they kind of see some of, like, the revelers going about. People are getting drunk.
Yeah.
People are getting wasted.
As they should. Party.
Yeah. And they make it to the, clearing of the tea shop, and all of a sudden, guards come out. And they're like, "Where's the princess?" to Yasin. And so she's like, "It's me. I'm the princess." And then
She goes into the tea shop first.
No, she goes in. No, she had.
Oh, is it after?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I didn't know there was this much fighting in between.
Oh, it's not fighting. They're like, "Where's the princess?" And she's like, "I'm the princess. Stand down." And they're like, "Okay." And then she goes into the tea shop, and Verma's waiting there for her.
Okay.
Yeah. And she's like, "I need to speak to Jasmine alone." And Verma's like, "Fine, whatever." They're still
having a moment, yeah.
Well, Verma's like, "How could you be so dumb? Like, they almost shot Thea because of this. Like, I could have died. Yasin can die. You could have died, and that would have created a whole mess."
Yeah, and she's like, "Well, no one died."
Yeah.
I was like, "Elena."
She's about to eat her words.
Yeah.
So she sends Yasin and Verma out, and she speaks to Jasmine. We find out that Jasmine and Anna were friends. They grew up in the same neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
And they lost touch once Anna met Leo at university. She became obsessed with him. She ended up marrying him. All of that stuff happened. And then when Alina was about 3 or so, she started digging into these, and then she reached back out to Jasmine, and Jasmine would help. They studied mythology, which is interesting.
Yeah.
So she would help Anna, like, think of ideas of where to look in the library and how to connect the things. And then you find out that the last time Jasmine saw Anna was right before Anna jumped into the fire.
Mm-hmm.
She came with the scroll, and she came with a piece of it ripped off. It's the last pose that's missing from the scroll, which is why Alina can't control the fire. Mm-hmm. And she told Jasmine to keep it safe for her. And she also gave her a letter.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, "Keep these safe." And Jasmine is basically like, "I hope you understand the gravity of your mom's decision to not tell Leo any of this." She couldn't tell him. And Alina has this moment where she's like, "Did my mom jump into the fire willingly, or was she forced to?" Knowing now that the only person who could force her to do anything was Leo. And she's like, "Okay, so this is great." So she has the last pose in hand, and she has this mysterious letter in hand, and she goes outside, and all of a sudden, all hell breaks loose. Someone starts shooting. There's a sniper that's falling off of the side of a building. There's an explosion. They're like running. She's like in shock, and people are trying to get her to run to the hoverpod that's there.
Mm-hmm.
And then Verma gets shot. And they make it into the hoverpod. And I think Alina also has gotten shot.
Yeah, I was like, Alina's also shot. I think Yasin kind of scoops her up and takes her, basically.
And dear, wonderful Verma is gone. Yeah. And the last thing Alina sees is she's like blacking out from whatever medicine they gave her. Someone puts the letter in her hand. And that's how we end this section.
Which was a lot.
It was a lot.
Yeah.
It was very sad.
I was texting Marcia about this, and I was like, I was driving. Because I was, like, listening to it. I was having a little, like, I'm going to go out shopping, have a good day. And then I'm listening. I was like, oh, I should finish up and listen to the chapters. Because we were going to meet up that night. And then suddenly, death. And I'm like, I'm like, what?
Yeah.
No.
I knew it happened. I didn't realize it happened so early on in the book. Mm-hmm. We're only, like...
We just tipped over halfway, right?
Yeah. We're, like, at 60%, I think. And 61%.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it happened closer to like 75-80% of the way through. So
it does feel like a book ending.
It does.
Kind of vibe.
It does.
Especially with how big of a character she's been in all of this.
Yeah, it was really sad.
Yeah.
So, okay, well, you ready to do section superlatives?
Let's go.
Section superlatives.
Woo!
Okay, drama queen of the section. It's got to be Alina.
Oh, yeah, 100%. I think, so I keep asking Orja if it's Elena or Elena, and I think part of it's because of the spelling. A lot of it is I think she just is Elena Gilbert.
She is Elena Gilbert. I was thinking that too, honestly.
They're very similar in a lot of ways. Like, I like them for a lot of the things that they do, and I really struggle, and I feel like Verma was Bonnie.
Yeah.
In this, if you've seen it, it's very similar relationships and how things go in their lives.
Oh my god, and Yasin is Stefan, and Samson is Damon.
Wait, maybe Aparna's a big Vampire Diaries
Wait,
fan.
Aparna, are you a Vampire Diaries
Please
fan?
tell us. If not, you should be. I think you
gosh.
would like it, because it kind of fits the vibe
It does. It really does.
I would agree.
Leo is Klaus. I know a lot of people like Klaus.
I like Klaus.
Okay, Leo is Klaus when we first are introduced to him.
I will say I like Klaus in the originals. Yes. I don't like Klaus in the Vampire Diaries.
Yes, he's Klaus in the Vampire Diaries.
Yeah, no, Klaus in Vampire Diaries is rough. Outside of when he's with
Klaus
Caroline.
when he makes Stefan turn back into the Ripper because he's bored.
Oh yeah, and kills all of Elena's friends.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Correct. Yeah. That's Leo.
Yeah, no, super fair.
Anywho.
I guess spoilers for Vampire Diaries?
Oh, yeah. Whoops. I would say Alina, but I do want to say I think it's actually Leo.
I mean, he caused all of it.
His silence is such the drama. He's like, I don't want to talk to you.
I have been intrigued by, and I don't know if it's I think it's the shame thing, but like since Alina has confronted him, he's been like, I have been stunned into silence.
It could be.
I don't know if there's more magically to that, or if it's just him being a narcissist.
I think he's just being a narcissist.
Yeah,
I think he's like, especially his like, he didn't come to see her when Yasin said it was an emergency, but he gave Yasin the message, don't lie about emergencies.
Yeah.
Very dramatic, Leo.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. That's your daughter. Come on.
He's like, Verma's there. It's fine. Which now I think will be interesting without Verma there.
Yeah. Oof.
Which also probably means that Alina will never know. Because Leo's never going to tell her.
I don't remember, actually, what happens. I mean, I, like, remember the ending, but I don't remember how we got there.
Yeah, no, I feel that.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. Alina is quite the drama queen, I will say. But I think Leo...
The whole idea of, which is a very royal thing, and it's just not how I view life, but the idea of something being your birthright,
yeah,
I really struggle with.
I don't think I've ever said anything is my birthright with any amount of seriousness.
I mean, it's definitely not an American ideal, if that makes sense. So, like, I know that. I mean, like, even, like, I guess in theory your birthright would be, like, your inheritance, but that, again, is just not the same type of...
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't have a great concept of that for my life.
I think it's only a royal...
Yeah.
And like the court, people in the court would have like birthright.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like
I think if I was raised as anything, it would be the opposite of a birthright. Whatever that is how I was raised.
Yeah.
So
you gotta work for everything.
Yes, my mom is.
You must earn it.
My mom is very anti-royalist.
Yes.
So
yeah, you must earn it.
Yeah.
And then craziest thing to happen.
From a dying.
Obviously.
Easily.
Yeah.
Easily for me.
Really sad. I mean, she's such a source of, like, comfort and support. Not only to Alina, I felt, like, the comfort and support from her, too, as a reader.
Also to Yasin.
Yeah, and to Yasin, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She was really his ally.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Sad.
Yeah.
Where do we go from here?
I mean, we have my corner.
Yep.
We can go to that.
Let's go to Colleen's Corner.
Woo-hoo. Okay, so I've told you one of my theories, but I came up with a different one today. So I have two theories, because I there's a lot that I could talk about in this section, but I had theories. So I have two. They're kind of more related to the last section, but it's more about the future. So, first one, Leo was the prophet. Mm-hmm. This is the one that I mentioned to you.
Yes.
So I think it would be very ironic if the thing that he's been fighting against has been himself this whole time.
It would be very poetic.
I think it's interesting. Is that the right word? Poetic? I don't know, whichever one. I think it'd be interesting if
a little bit of both, maybe.
This thing, because so at this point, they, like, we think, oh, the prophet actually could be a man, right? Mm-hmm. They're at the castle, and you want to know why he can't ever find him?
Because it's him.
What else did I tell you? I had some other, like, thoughts on it that were more articulate.
This is good.
Is that the
lions? Yeah.
Isn't it good? It's yummy. That was me talking about the Masked Singer Twilight. Masked Singer Twilight thing.
That's right. Oh my god, so funny.
Okay, so this is exactly what I wrote. Leo was the prophet. We have never seen him burn in the book. He's a man, and probably from what Sayana was keeping from him, and he lives at the palace, which we think. I said, I think it would be such a poetic justice if he was the very thing that he was trying to prevent. He had he'd been on a path of destruction and killing many people and nearly destroying the kingdom in the process. Someone say, like a prophet would do.
Mm-hmm.
He sees visions. I know they're supposed to think it's Yasin, but I think it's Leo. Said, I like the idea because if he wants to end the prophet, he will have to do the one thing that he has been fighting against, which is sacrificing himself.
Yes.
To end the prophet, which I think is super interesting. And it would kind of kill two birds with one stone.
It would. And I also think, like, to your point, like, he's like, I have to kill the prophet because they're going to burn everything to the ground. He is literally doing that.
He's done that his whole kingdom, his whole reign. And I think that whole, like, fighting against, like, your destiny is kind of intriguing. Like, I like that concept and idea. Especially when the destiny is one that you despise.
Yes.
And is kind of at your core the opposite of you.
I mean, I think that would be such, like, poetic justice is the word.
Yeah,
it's
that was
term.
the one that I liked.
Yeah.
Clearly, I typed it out. So me typing is much smarter than me speaking.
I mean, same.
I speak how...
I speak like a frat bro.
I speak like a southern redneck. I write like a college-educated person.
Same.
Yes. So, which is both are fine.
Words and stuff. It's all good.
Educated redneck, that's the whole thing. But, but I like this idea.
Yes, I like that
it's
a lot.
Leo, and I wonder if maybe some of his mopiness eventually will lead him to being like, oh shit, I'm an idiot. Because we've never seen him burn. He sits in fire. I know he can control the fire.
Yes.
But at the same time, at some point, I feel like fire would have caught him off guard or something, right? And he would have burned. He's never burned. So, we haven't seen him burn.
He does say that it's painful, though.
Yeah, but it could just be painful because he's, like, uncomfortable with it. That doesn't mean he was being burned.
No, not being burned, but he's, like, actively fighting with it not to burn him.
Well.
But maybe it's because he's also actively fighting against who he is.
Well, I would also say that he thinks he's actively fighting against it, burning him.
He does. I also think, like, you know, like, the whole, like, it's sort of like a self-fulfilling prophecy, but, like, he's trying so hard to find and eliminate the prophet. If he's the prophet, it would make sense that he's constantly fighting with the fire because he has not accepted himself.
Prophet, his prophecy.
It would make sense. I like the theory.
So that's my first theory. The second one you have not heard yet.
I have not. I'm excited.
So this is actually from what I've seen on, I mentioned a little bit on Aparna's Instagram. So she's been posting a lot of stuff about
The Burning Queen, the second book. I'm so excited.
Which I'm very stoked about.
Yeah.
And a lot of it seems to be, she's not naming the character, I will state, but it seems to be it's probably Samson.
I think so, yeah.
Is the character that she has a lot of fan art for, and she recently put up one that was like the Phoenix King, and it's not Aparna, I mean probably kind of. It's Alina and Yasin, and then the next one it seems like it's Alina and Samson. So my theory on this, because she talks about being a little more like enemies to lovers in the second one, and I was like, okay, well, who would be her enemy?
Yes.
Outside of, you know, just him maybe being a little more connected to Genthar than is maybe open about. But I'm thinking Samson could be the prophet.
Okay.
And that's so he had a vision when he was younger that his mom knows about where he's seeing this fire.
The fire,
and he has to kindle it. He somewhat seems to have a connection
to the Phoenix. Which
doesn't logically make sense to other people. He's in the castle. Yeah. He's a man. And I'm wondering if at some point he kills Leo because that's what the Phoenix wants. And that's why he is her enemy.
That's why he's her enemy.
But it's also kind of not her enemy. But he's also the prophet, which is kind of supposed to be her enemy because it's supposed to destroy the kingdom. But, like, also it's Samson. So hot and betrothed. So something along those lines. Because we've never seen Samson burn.
We have not. We've not seen him interact with the fire at all.
Like, we've seen Yasin. Like, I think there's some hints where it's like, I think we're supposed to think it's Yasin. I'm going to be honest with you, I don't think it's him.
Okay.
I think it's somebody else. It could be, like, she's just doing the normal thing where you foreshadow it. But I have a feeling she's trying to kind of redirect it a little bit.
Okay.
So my other option is that, because I don't think it's Alina. We've seen her burn enough times.
So many times.
But maybe it's like you burn real bad the one time and then you're fine later. Maybe we just haven't seen that part. Maybe you do burn before then.
Okay.
We don't really know when the Phoenix has decided to mark that person necessarily.
Yeah, because everything that Leo's going off of is like, it's not fact. It's what they think.
I will also say prophecy, regardless of religion, usually not correctly interpreted.
Yeah.
When it actually comes to be.
I agree.
I feel like, at least in the Christian tradition, there was a lot of interpretations of what it was supposed to be, and that's not the way that it was actually given out. So it could just be something to do with that as well. But we've never seen Samson burn. He is, he's got that kind of fiery spirit kind of in him. He clearly has some sort of fire connection.
Yeah.
He either is the prophet or knows who the prophet is. I think. One of the two.
Okay.
Because he was like, I'm supposed to protect the fire, which I would assume is
the prophet.
The prophet, which could lean more towards Alina.
It could.
Or Yasin. Yeah,
we have a lot to unpack in the three of their relationship. All three of them. I guess in
theory could be Leo as well, because he's...
it could be Leo.
Because he's under Leo's service at this point. So...
The fire could also just be, like, Robin's.
That's true. I would also... The other thing, because you mentioned this, he is also in the epilogue, and it's the only time we get his perspective. Which could mean that's when he's like, it's me! In, like, a very Samson ending to me. He's like, hello!
I don't know why, because I know this is not what you were going for, but in my head I heard, it's me, Mario!
I'm just trying to do like a little dramatic play.
Yes.
I like both options. So I'm thinking...
I want him to jump out of the flames and say, it's
me! In the most Italian, stereotypical Italian voice you've ever heard in your life.
Yeah, I would appreciate that.
Honestly, I would too. I think it would be
so fun.
Maybe bring some light to the situation. Because I have a feeling him jumping out of a fire and then Yasin and Alina just staring at him being like... Also, I'm going to be like, you can control fire?
You?
And I can't? What? You're not even Robin.
It would mess with a lot of what she thinks is true about everything.
Well, I mean, clearly a lot of other people... The Yumi can
control fire.
Which I guess they're kind of considered Robin-y. They're from the same region.
Yeah.
So that would be a bit different. But there's also some dragon-y stuff involved, so maybe he's more on the dragon end of the things, and someone else is on the other one. But that's my theory.
Okay.
As of right now.
So right now, your two theories are Leo or Samson or the prophet.
Yeah. That's what I have. Again, could be Yasin. I like and if it is, it's good. But I would like for it to be someone that isn't as... I think Yasin has something, but I feel like maybe there's different powers that maybe aren't related to the Phoenix going on.
Okay, alright. The enemies to lovers thing for the Burning Queen is interesting.
That's what I can't figure out. That's the part where I'm like, I have so many questions. What do you mean? Because, like, as of right now, he's...
know some of the answers.
I don't, because we don't... As of right now, he's not kind of big enemy.
It's true. Noah, she doesn't... I mean, her only enemy really is, like, Leo. Honestly. And herself, yeah. Oof, yeah.
She's her own worst enemy.
She is. Okay. Alright. I like it.
That's what I have.
Love it.
Yeah.
Are you ready to go for a dive?
Go on, dive it. Clearly, I don't know how to dive. By that.
I mean, that's not... But, like, it is also, like, the... I feel like that's a world agreed upon symbol for diving.
Yeah, but, like, I know your hand... Like, I know there's a way that this is supposed to go.
It's just supposed to be, like, straight.
Yeah, I did that.
Yeah.
I did.
But if you're doing the motion of diving... Because you can't,
I can't actually dive. Yeah, there we go. Dive. Deep dive.
Deep dive!
Woo!
We're both off today. It's Friday.
I also went dental work yesterday, so there's a lot going on.
Yeah, it's like also like absolutely gorgeous outside.
It's stunning outside. It's also Valentine's Day, technically.
Oh yeah, it is Valentine's Day.
I realized that after
Cheers.
Sonia said something. Cheers.
Yeah.
I forget that Valentine's Day exists sometimes.
I forget it exists every year.
I don't have a partner, so, you know.
Joel and I mean, we literally go on date nights and celebrate, like, on a Tuesday all the time. So, like Valentine's Day is like, meh.
I do really like Valentine's Day. It is a holiday that I enjoy. I'm definitely not one of those people that is that way.
I'm very on theme for
you
it
are
this
very
year.
on theme. I like it.
Okay. Deep dive.
Woo!
Okay. So.
Yes.
I want to bring up, because I know, like, in the last episode or the one before, we talked about, like, you know, Samson longing for Yasin.
Oh.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And then in this chapter, in this section, he is very, like, familiar with him. And he is, like, you know, like, very physically close with him. They brush knees.
Yeah.
You know, they're very comfortable, like, putting their hands on each other and stuff like that. And I wanted to talk about, for those who aren't familiar with Indian culture,
yes, okay,
this is just male friendship in Indian culture. If you see videos of, like, India, you'll see guys walking with their arms slung over each other.
They hold hands.
It's just like this. It's just like the purest form of friendship. And I think that it's really interesting finding it in this book, too, because I do think that that's a lot. I think that that's more what it is.
I would also agree. It seems like it's showing the, like...
They're, like, bond.
Their closeness in a way that is in an Indian interpretation.
Yes, it's very Indian. And I just love that it's there, because it's so pure and genuine. I mean, they both have a lot going on underneath that complicates their friendship.
Yep.
But, like, they also still care deeply for each other. And, like, just seeing that represented in a way that is very real in India. And, like, that I'm very, like, it's something that I have grown up seeing. Because, like, in Bollywood movies, you see it all the time, too. Like, brothers, friends, two male characters who have overcome ordeals together, they'll, like, clasp each other's necks and put their foreheads against each other. And it's just, like, this, I mean, you see it in, like, depictions of, like, Greek and Roman stuff too, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's this idea of masculine friendship that's, like, not untouched by, like, toxic masculinity as we know of it in America.
Yes. Yeah.
Where, like, men can't show emotions or, like, be close to each other.
Well, because, homophobia is very alive and well in a lot of ways.
Homophobia is very alive and well in Indian culture too, but it's just so different.
It's interpreted.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, that's why the Western toxic masculinity is the way. And also some of it was just, like, coming from more Western cultures that just weren't as physically close.
Yeah, I mean
even with their romantic partners. Physical closeness.
I've been binge watching a lot of period pieces, and the British are very standoffish.
They are very not touchy people.
Yes.
Just not, the French...
Extremely not touchy. French, super touchy.
Super touchy, yeah. But a lot of American culture has been influenced
by, like, England, by the UK.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I just wanted to bring that up because I think that it's very sweet, and I really enjoyed seeing that interpretation of friendship, of, like, a male bond that's very platonic, that has no... I know we talked about the longing, but I didn't feel any romance in this section of it.
No, I mean, you can long for a friend.
Yeah, you can long platonically, too.
You can.
I mean, I personally just think that all three of them are really hot, so it would be a hot little love triangle.
Yeah.
But I also, that's like me projecting my hopes, not what I actually am reading in the text.
It also reflects a lot of the books that we've read.
Yes, it does reflect a lot of the books we've read.
We've read a lot of, like, white shoes or love triangles, especially growing up. Like, love triangles were very popular tropes.
Yeah. So, yes, I just wanted to mention that although we did discuss it maybe having a romantic twinge, I don't think that it actually does in this moment. No. I think that I'm just like, but they're both so cute.
I think their emotional intimacy is more of, like, those amongst siblings.
Yeah.
And clseness in that way.
Yeah. Yes. So there's that.
I like it.
I have a few other notes, too. I
don't have a whole lot for this section. The only thing that I thought that I was like, oh, I should bring this up. Why are my notes up there? I like the idea. Well, I have two, I guess. One I can bring up and then we can go back and forth maybe if you want to. So it talks about his dad and Yasin's dad. So this is that scene, and he goes, he had made no mention of it. Instead, he had hurried Yasin and his mother back to Robin's and told them to stay there until he sent word for them to return. That was nearly 18 suns ago. Yasin has not heard from him or seen him since. We're assuming he's dead.
We are assuming.
That doesn't mean that his dad is dead. I did make a note of, like, that
Mhm.
means his dad could be alive and just somewhere, like, maybe in a prison in Jinthar, or maybe just something happened where he couldn't leave. I mean, I guess it would be kind of a prison. I feel like he would try to come back for them.
Yeah.
And maybe what he discovered was one of those things where he's like, I can't be near them.
Maybe he's, like, in exile.
And in exile.
Or, like, on the run.
Or he's in Jinthar.
Mm-hmm.
And is like, whatever he found puts them in danger, and he would rather them live their life, and he's living and moved on with his life in Jinthar to not put any sort of
self-inflicted exile.
Well, especially now that there's so much division between the countries.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
I never thought of that.
Yeah, well, I mean...
But yeah, no, it doesn't say that he died.
Yeah,
we don't know.
No body, no crime. Like, we've not seen a body.
Yeah.
Until I see a body, that person's not dead.
That is so true.
Yeah. We might find it when they go to try to find this other thing, and that might be... Or, like, his dad could... Like, no one's been to this cabin. His dad could just still be there.
His dad could just be in the cabin.
Like...
well, no, Samson found it.
Well, maybe his dad's good at hiding.
Maybe. I mean, that's true. That's true. In theory, like, I would be interested to know, speaking of, whether he ended up mining the stuff, and if he did, where he stashed it.
Mm-hmm.
Because if Samson couldn't find it.
Yeah.
I mean, you know. Also,
you
know how in the beginning of the book, Leo was like, I think it was from Leo's point of view, thinking about how Samson started mining stuff and taking stuff away without Farron's knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
What was that?
Could be the steel.
Uh-huh.
The steel cutting metal.
Yeah, whatever that metal. The magical
whatever
metal.
it is, yeah. Could be that. Maybe Samson found it.
Yeah. Potentially. Or found some of it. Or a version of it.
Yeah. Yeah. Very interested. There's a lot of intrigue that, like, you don't... It's, like, hidden in pockets.
Well, we're only seeing Romans.
Yeah.
And this is a world expansion, and we're not that.
We're not there.
We're not there yet. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. We did touch upon this, I think. I don't remember if we were recording when we did or not. But I highlighted some stuff in these 3 chapters that are so Indian.
Oh, I love that. No, I'm excited.
Adrak Vali chai is my favorite, Alina said, but she did not drink. Adrak Vali chai. Adrak is ginger. So it's chai made with ginger. Mm-hmm. Chai just means tea. Mm-hmm. For people in America, chai doesn't mean what you think of when you hear chai. It just actually literally translates to tea. So you can make it just with the tea leaves, sugar, and milk, and water. Mm-hmm. You can add cardamom, and some people add cinnamon. You can add mint, lemongrass, ginger. There's a bunch of different spices that you can add to the chai. Mm-hmm. But those are different types of chai. Yes. Just like we have different types of tea in America.
This was me asking.
Yes.
But it was more just like, because again, I have chai currently in my thing. I was like, I know there is different types of chai, because I knew different regions have different, but I didn't know if it was like a regional thing and they called it different things, or if it was more like these are just different flavors. I
mean, this is in Hindi, what she says. Adrak Vali means ginger type.
I did figure that out. I did. So I also highlighted the section on accident, but it's because I was trying to Google. I love chai. Yeah. Just as I tipped it. Clearly, I have it in my house. So I was Googling. I was like, what's this kind? I was like, can I order it? And then I realized it's just ginger. And I was like, oh, I have ginger in my house. You just
put ginger in with the tea. So if you want to make a proper thing of chai, you boil the water in a pot, you add the tea leaves in, and that's when you add in ginger. You can do lemongrass, tastes really good with the ginger. Mm-hmm. Mint tastes really good with the ginger.
Love me some mint.
If you have cardamom, which I actually have a lot of whole cardamom pods.
We have ground cardamom. We don't have pods.
You can do, because you're straining it out, but I can get you some cardamom pods. Okay. They're from South India, and they're really good.
Lovely. I wanted it for this is the slightly wrong with that gulab jamun coffee thing, because I have basically everything to make that.
Oh yeah.
Just casually, by the way, I just have that. I have rose water in my house.
I can't.
I was making rosewater cookies, but I have rosewater in my house.
This is like one of my absolute favorite desserts, by the way. Just so you know.
I opened that can the other day. The canned one was pretty good.
Was it good?
There was something. It was a little.
Well, it's like preserved.
It was good though. I liked it. I had my parents try it.
They do a good job.
They liked it. Yeah. I want to try the other brand. There was 2 brands when I went.
I'll bring over some cardamom. But yeah, so you boil all of that stuff. Yep. Then you add milk in, and you cook it until the milk kind of like bubbles and fizzes up all the way up to the top, and then you turn it off, and then you let it come down, and then you strain it.
There's also like an aeration part, right? Am I wrong?
Yes and no. Basically, you just you don't have to. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
But you pour it. They do that to cool it down. Because it's hot.
It's more of a cooling thing. I thought it was more of like you're letting the air in there.
No, it's to cool it.
Okay, you know what I'm talking about.
Yes,
right?
yeah. They pour it from way up, and sometimes they'll do a bunch. It's to cool it down a little bit.
Oh, okay, that makes more sense. Yeah.
But yeah, you strain it out, so it doesn't matter what you put in the pot. You're straining it out, and then the tea is its own thing. You also can put sugar in. I like to put sugar in after, so I can taste it. But you could, in theory, put sugar in while you're boiling everything. But that is how you make chai. I am not great at it.
So you, again, because of who I am and how my algorithm is, I really do that chai pot thing looks really, there's like it looks like a teapot kind of thing, but it's specifically for chai.
Well, chai pot also means teapot, so.
Well, I'm trying to explain, there's like a lip on it. It's the shape of a teapot, but there's a lip on it for when it like aerates.
Okay.
It's like specifically.
It's for when it bubbles.
Yeah. It's specifically made for chai. Yeah. That's why I said it that way. Like, what Americans think
I'm just being such a punk right now. I'm sorry.
They advertise it as a chai pot.
So my Instagram thinks that I'm a white person obsessed with India based on the things I've been getting, and her Instagram thinks that she's Indian.
Correct. And really trying to learn Hindi. That's the other option.
Yes. Yeah. But like I get like the I'm a white person trying to learn Hindi ads, which I think is pretty funny.
Get those. I get the like, hey, do you want to come to this class and do a workbook?
Yeah.
I get a lot of those.
No, I get like the I'm a white person and I learned to speak Hindi in a week, and I'm like, I am brown, but thank you, Instagram.
Yeah.
It's been fun. It's been really funny.
No, it's funny. It's it's something.
And I'm not saying that you're obsessed with India. I have cultivated this.
Yeah.
I taught because she's so like interested in Indian culture, we now talk about it a lot.
We do.
Which is fun.
I also think it's intriguing. Also, truly where it started was me buying clothes for your wedding.
Yes.
And then I was getting ads for items that I could buy for her wedding. And I was like, so I kept clicking on the ads, which is on me.
I mean, I do the same thing. It's fine.
And I was like, hey, look at this ad. Look at how pretty this thing is. And I was like, does this work? And you're like, yeah. And I was like, are you sure? I was like, that was a whole journey. She
was appropriately concerned about what my mom would think about what she wore to the wedding. I was not. I was like, you can wear whatever you want.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, but like my stomach's going to be out.
And I was like, yes, Indian clothes.
Which I was like, that's fine.
Welcome.
Which I was like, that's fine. I just want to make sure.
People from work were also going to be there, so I get it.
Well, like work clothes, and also just like I understand wearing like, so for like Western weddings, I wear, my tummy's out a lot. Not at weddings. That's what I wanted to make sure was like, is it okay in the context of a wedding?
Yes, and yes it is.
Because one of the ones I bought, which it ended up being fine, but I felt a little uncomfortable because it was more my stomach than I meant. It was very, like the one that I actually wore to your ceremony, it was like up here, the blouse stopped here, and then it went all the way down to like my belly button. I was like, I took my deposit and just kind of wrapped it around.
That's what you do.
I just kind of like, I made it really wide and wrapped it. It was very much see-through, but at least gave this illusion.
But it's an illusion of covering. That's coverage. That's what you do.
Which is what I did.
It's exactly.
I was like pinning. I did because I was by myself at this wedding. So I was just like trying to.
I'm sorry, you
to
keep
pin
like,
it.
You keep like elbowing the chair. Yeah.
I'm doing the physical part of it. So that's what I ended up doing because I was like. Ooh.
Anyways, so this chai thing. The thing that really got me was Alina is watching Varun dip a biscuit into his tea and then going to dip it again and it falls into the tea.
Like a dummy?
That is a thing. It's a thing.
Do it once.
No, it's a skill to be able to dip your biscuit more than once in the chai without it falling apart.
Oh,
I
can't do that.
I can't do it, but it's a skill.
Yeah, no, I don't have it.
And having your biscuit drop into the chai is like, what a noob.
Oh, noob, yeah.
Kind
of. I am the noob.
Me too. I, to be honest, did not like tea until well after college.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I'm a big tea person.
I liked herbal tea.
Oh, that's fair.
But I did not like black tea until well after college. So that's why I don't really know how to make chai because I never made it because I never drank it. I always drank coffee. So yeah, Joel is always like, I'm always like, I can make chai for you, and he's like, no, I'm okay. And then my mom will come and he'll have chai, and I'm like, why don't you ever? And he's like, you can't make chai like your mom. I'm like, okay.
It's so upsetting.
It's fair though. It's true.
I mean, Joel, don't do this to me.
It's so so true, though. So, yes, mother, okay, when you're here, Joel happily drinks chai, and he hates mine. So, you are superior, as you should be. Okay, the next Indian thing that I highlighted. So it's when Samson is asking Yasin to stay for the wedding.
Oh, uh-huh.
And Yasin nodded, but the thought of the wedding, of watching Alina tie her dupatta with Samson's scarf and take 7 rings around the fire, made his smile falter. So, Colleen also knows this. She was at my wedding.
I was there.
But the Hindu ceremony, so 7 is a magical number in a lot of cultures, I think.
It is, yeah.
But the romantic thing about the number 7 in Hinduism, because there's reincarnation, is that when you meet, like, the love of your life, what you say is that you want to be with them in this life and the next, and I'll find you in the next 7
incarnations.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fun.
Yes. And then there's 7 rings, 7 circles around the, like, sacred flame. Actually, very, very Phoenix appropriate.
It is very Phoenix appropriate.
Around you, there's a flame that you use in the ceremony, and you feed the fire and all of this stuff, and then you do 7 rings around the flame to signify, each circle signifies a different, like, thing of marriage, but also, like, the 7 lives that you're gonna have with each other. And you do, like, you tie your dupatta is the scarf that goes with Indian dresses, and you tie your scarves together, and usually it's the man who leads. I don't remember. I think I was like, I'll be fine with Joel leading, but I do think that we shared leading our ceremony.
I think you both did 7. Am I wrong?
Well, you have to, but it's usually like the man leads the woman around the fire.
Oh, okay. I feel like you switched.
I think we switched.
That's what I meant. You both did.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you both did 7.
I think we both did it, because I was like, I don't care too much, but also, like, I don't want to, I'm a feminist, and my parents were like, that's fine. Joel doesn't have to be the only one to lead.
Yeah.
Joel was like, you can lead all 7 if you want. I was like, no, we'll share. It's fine. Silly Joel. But yes, so that's, like, directly, so.
I was picturing your wedding when I read that, actually. I was like, oh, I did that. I didn't do that, but I was there for that.
Yes.
I have not walked through that.
That's, like, the Indian wedding ceremony. And then I have one more Indian note, but then I have another note that does not have to do with Indian culture that I really want to talk about. So the Yumi goddess. A black statue stood inside, a goddess. Her mouth was bright red, open in a battle cry. Her several arms held various weapons, some Alina did not recognize. In Hinduism, there are a few depictions of goddesses with several arms. I think that the Yumi goddess is crafted in the image of the goddess Kali, Kali. It's the bright red lips open in a battle cry that does it for me, because she is generally depicted with a very scary expression on her face, with her mouth wide open. Sometimes her tongue is out. And she has a circle. Her necklace is the heads of evil men that she's chopped off.
Love that.
And she's very, like...
Icon.
I love her. She's like the goddess of destruction, but it's the goddess of destruction of evil.
No.
If that makes sense.
It does.
But she's scary.
I mean, yeah, no, super. I've seen depictions of her.
She's scary, and there are sects of Hinduism that do not view her as that do view her as kind of a villain. To which I say, that's because you're too patriarchal. But it's fine. It's fine. Everyone can believe what they do. I love her. But I do think that this goddess is fashioned after her, especially knowing that the Yumi are like a warrior race.
Yeah. That was kind of the vibe I was getting as well. Yeah.
Yes. So I thought that was really interesting. And then just like, a black statue, Kali is often represented in black.
Interesting.
Where other gods and goddesses are generally represented in like a gray or a white stone.
Oh, okay.
So there was a lot of imagery there that makes me think that the Yumi and the Yumi god and Kali might be similar.
Yeah. I like that.
Yes. Yeah, she is an icon.
That's not the one that Heidi Klum did Shiva, didn't she? The goddess she depicted a couple of years ago for her Halloween costume. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Shiva's a god, not a goddess, so it might have been Kali.
There was a goddess that Heidi Klum, but it wasn't in black. It was a multi-armed.
Was she blue?
She was blue.
Yes, that's the same.
Oh, is it the same? Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I was curious when you mentioned it. I was like, I bet it's...
I
I was reading something different about a
Yeah, it was Kali.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
She got into some deep water about this one.
Yeah.
Yeah. This one did not go well for her. Heidi Klum is, if you don't know, known for her like really extravagant Halloween costumes, and a couple of years ago did this goddess.
It's not great, but also just for all of you to see what I'm talking about, actually, like, this is the goddess Kali as Heidi Klum.
Yep.
But yep.
So that's when you mentioned it, I was like, but she was blue, so I was like, maybe it's not the same.
In paintings, they're depicted blue. Shiva's also sometimes in, like, statues in black.
Okay, so I think what I was getting confused, because, again, not supposed, I felt like a South Indian news thing, but it's called The Juggernaut. It's actually really good. Highly recommend. Yeah. But they recently were talking about, I think there was a Shiva statue that the Smithsonian was actually, there was 3 statues that they found out were illegally taken, that were stolen from Hindu temples, and they gave 2 of them back, and then the Indian government said, I think it's the Shiva one, it's the most famous one, India is allowing.
They're like, okay, you can keep this
They're
one.
loaning that one, basically, to the Smithsonian Institute.
Cool.
So, they are hoping that maybe other museums might follow.
That would be great. British Museum, I'm looking at you.
So the article did call that out.
Yes.
The Smithsonian did not. They were just saying, we hope that maybe this, because they're doing a whole thing, because they also gave a bunch of religious figures back to Niger? No. It was an African, it was an African nation as well, that they gave a bunch of, they had some figurines that were of same thing taken.
Yeah,
they were stolen, and so they gave them back recently.
Well,
in like 2022 or something. Anyway, yes, you should go find the article. Really
I will find the article. Yeah. So this is complicated. India also has racism. So this is complicated.
Every nation has racism.
So Shiva and Kali, they're depicted as blue. They're black.
They're supposed to be like black persons?
Yes.
Okay.
And Shiva has dreadlocks.
Oh.
Yes. But not like black from Africa, like Aboriginal Indian people.
Yeah, I was like, I have seen Indian people, which makes sense, similar texture.
Yeah.
Naturally dread.
Yes, like the native Indian tribes before, like, the Europeans, the Aryan race came down and infiltrated India from Europe. That is a thing. Way back in history, that is what happened. A lot of Indians you see today are of Eurasian descent, including myself. But, yeah, so, like, the, like, native Indians are, like, India's version of black people. This sounds so horrible. I'm so sorry, everyone.
It's their aboriginals.
But, yes, it is their aboriginals. And Shiva and Kali are that.
So, were they originally aboriginal gods that were depicted later in Hinduism? Or is it like a...
I feel like they must have been.
I would assume with the... Because I do know that...
Because a lot of gods are depicted with very fair, white, European skin.
That makes sense. Which... So, are they... This is probably going to be a weird question, and you can tell me where... So, because I do know that there is a difference between, like, Northern Indians tend to have a lighter skin color, and South Indians have a darker skin color. So, are they more like a South Indian...
It could be.
Goddess and god thing, or is it more of...
I'm not entirely sure.
The broader genre of... Okay,
I
was curious.
I'm not entirely sure. They are, widely... They're in, like, Hindu temples across India.
They're the ones that I've heard
America.
of.
Yeah.
Part of it probably is because of Heidi Klum dressed up as... Kali, but Shiva's one of the main ones
Shiva
that I've
there's
heard
a lot of people who know of that god.
That's the one that I've
heard
the most
about. He is the
god
of destruction.
That makes sense.
Of evil.
I love that.
But people like to leave that of evil off for both of them.
Yeah, well... So
they're destroyers of evil, not just destroyers, period.
So, it's kind of similar to... Again, not quite the same, but a similar depiction of kind of like how Hades is not the god of death, he's just...
the underworld.
Of the underworld, which... involves death, but he's not the one that kills them.
Correct.
It's a different god, but he gets all of the
He gets all the flack, yes.
For being the one.
And so I think Shiva gets a lot less flack than Kali does, because she's a woman.
Well, yeah.
But yeah.
Okay, cool. Super interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's intriguing, and I do think it might be something intriguing to know about this.
Yes.
And
yeah.
Again, we've talked about faith and how it depicts in the story, so I think
it is
good
very
to know.
interesting.
Yeah.
Mom, if you have anything to add to this conversation, please do. I'm so interested. They're in India right now, so she's going to see it. Probably won't see it until a little bit later.
Super fair.
Okay, moving on from Indian stuff.
Love that.
When they get to the fire festival,
Mm-hmm.
firecrackers ripped through the air as plumes of colored smoke danced across the sky. The smoke twisted, forming the shapes of animals. The blue dragon of the Ahi Sea.
Ooh.
The green Visatri, which I don't know what that is, with its scorpion tail and stag head, once said to roam the Ugni Mountains, and the phoenix, her red plume waving over the buildings.
How did you spell it?
Vesatri.
Okay, sorry, I got Vesathr.
R.I. It's a dude.
Well, it's a name of a dude, philosopher, spiritual leader. It also seems like maybe he was influential in yoga.
Oh, interesting.
Yoga guru. May also be similar to the Shobu thing, where it's like a name that is representing something here.
Yes.
Okay.
So yeah, I just thought it was interesting that she specifically called out 3 animals.
Mm-hmm.
One of them is the phoenix. One is a dragon.
And one's this thing that we don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. It has basically been confirmed through her fan art.
There's dragons in the second book.
So excited.
Yeah, me
Which,
too.
again, I know dragons in Eastern culture is directed differently than Western, but I still,
It's still exciting.
love a dragon.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just wanted to bring that about.
Love that.
I think it's more foreshadowing. I think she drops these hints in.
I think she does too.
Yeah.
I think she's good at that.
What does it mean?
I don't know, I'm excited.
Me too.
Yeah, I have a single note
Okay.
that thought was interesting that I wrote down.
Oh yeah.
So she said, but she hadn't thought ahead, not the way that Leo did. That was very interesting. I don't remember her ever referring to her dad as Leo in previous chapters.
Oh.
This is the first time that I remember seeing her, and I made this specific note, and I said, interesting that she refers to him as Leo here and not father. She's almost always said father or other, other more familial terms.
Yeah.
But in this section, kind of once she's decided to turn from her dad. And maybe I just missed it in other sections.
I don't think I've ever heard that before either, honestly.
And this was the first time, because she was talking about, so that she's talking about, this is when Varun is in there with her, and she said she'd forgotten that she had slipped in the pocket. I should have thought ahead, mother's gold. I should have seen that. But she hadn't thought ahead, not in the way that Leo did. So it's in that particular context is, again, it could just be like an editing thing that they put Leo instead of father. But I feel like if it's either way, I feel like it's a really interesting point.
I think it speaks a little bit to her. She's about to become queen.
Mm-hmm.
And so she's not, I think she's I think it might be subconsciously for her being he's not the king anymore. He doesn't care about being my father, clearly. Yeah. I am his equal. Yeah. Gonna call him Leo.
Yeah.
That's what
I think. It's her, it's her way of being I can't think, because again, we talked about, disappointing parents and parentage and how complex that can be. And I think this is her point of being nope. Yeah. This is
that's so interesting.
My life and my time. So that was the last note that I made. That's what I was looking for. I think I had some other notes, but they weren't really important.
I would like it to be said, for the record, that Colleen thought Yasin was hot in this section.
I did! No, I did! So again, I think this is a thing for me, and I've talked about this. If I relate to a character, I have a hard time thinking that they're attractive because they're too much like me. If there is a character in this book that I am I think if you listen to anything that we do, I would be Yasin. Yeah. I would very much. I want to be a Samson. I am a Yasin.
I do think I might be Samson.
You are a Samson. Neither one of us are Alina.
No.
But I feel reading through this, I also think I could be similar to Verma when I was older.
I think you could be Verma, yeah.
As well, but that it's not warriorness, but I'm much more of I get this at work a lot. If anyone at my work happens to watch this, hi. I get this at work a lot where they're just you're really good at, which is, I think you're going to find this funny. I am the crisis person at work. I am known at being...
It's not that funny. It makes sense.
I am much more... Well, you've worked with me. Yeah. I don't have... So, I have a lot of passion on here. I do not at work. Yeah. I am very level-headed. I'm very straightforward. I am so blunt to the point of uncomfortableness at work for a lot of people. I work in HR. It just kind of is what it is. Yeah. Some people like softer HR. That is not the route that I take. I'm also in payroll. You have to be a lot more direct and precise. It's just the nature of it. But so seeing a character that he is emotional. Mm-hmm. He's very emotional underneath. I have a lot of emotions underneath this whole vibe. I'm just very... Expressing them is not, like...
Yeah.
That. It's more of, like, sharp.
Yeah.
I can be very sharp, basically. And I think Yasin has that ability. And I can tell that he's trying really hard...
Not to.
And also he's not sharp with the people he cares for personally. Yeah. And I'm also that way. I come across a little cold until you know me, and then they're like, well, too much. At times.
You were never cold to me.
Well, I know, but I also was concerned for you, so that was a different story.
I was losing my mind a little.
I was afraid for you, and I also I knew what was coming for you, because I had been you.
Yeah.
With a minute, yeah, it was a different thing, but some people view me as cold, so I relate to Yasin in a lot of those ways. That's and so fair. It is harder for me to find characters like that. I like the more charismatic, fun.
Yeah,
like, that's what's more attractive to me. But I don't necessarily think that. But he's also like shown more of himself.
He has. He's opened up a little bit. Through,
yes. And has that kind of like depth that I think maybe we're missing from Samson, because I do like deep. Yeah, emotionally deep characters, and I do think Samson has some of that in there. He's just also guarded in, like, they're both guarded in the same way. They just express that guardedness
differently,
outwardly differently.
You know, funny enough, I don't know if you're gonna find this funny or not. I don't think you will, but you might. Is that I also am known for being calm in a crisis.
Yeah, I don't necessarily disagree with that.
I feel like my mom would find that funny.
I feel like in a work setting, I think we have similar work personas.
We are really similar at work.
People, I have learned this, and you probably will relate to this. So, work me and personal life me, two different ways. Very different. Yeah. Like, I'm very different at work, and, like, this is kind of work, so you're getting a little bit of some of me and some of work, but, like, I'm very, like, I'm much more calm at work. I'm much more direct and straightforward. Yeah. And then you get me in real life, and I'm sobbing over Pixar movies.
Yeah.
Like,
totally.
So, I would agree with you. But, like, I'm not known to, like, panic. Like, this is a case in point. They decided to change the shift premiums at my work quite a bit ago now. Yeah. And I wasn't in the meeting where this was the owners of the company made this decision. And my coworkers come in and they go, Colleen. And I go, yeah. And they're like, they're changing the shift premiums. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, in my mind, I'm so far, like...
Right, you're like, okay, so what do I need to do? What information do I need? How am I going to do this?
I'm over here. Yeah. I'm like, well, what's the effective date? And I was like, I don't even know how to change these, but I'm sure I can figure it out. Yeah. Like, the system's really modular with what we're using. I was like, I'll figure it out. And they're just like, looking at me, and I was like, okay, well, what date is it? And I'm like, taking notes down. And they're like, Colleen, you're not panicking about this. And I was like, I have 2 weeks. Yeah. And they're like...
Honestly, 2 weeks in payroll is so much time. So much time.
I was curious about timing, because, like, our system's very date-driven, so, like, changing something as a whole system that I can't really change a date in was a little bit complex, but I figured out the timing. It was fine. But I was just, they were like, oh my gosh, Colleen, they changed it, and they didn't even tell us they were going to do this, and, like, we couldn't do anything about it, and I was just like,
yeah. Anywho, us at work, very different from us on the podcast. And very different from us in real life. Oof.
Actually, a really good case in point, and then we can wrap it up. But I think this is super funny. And I think I told you, maybe I mentioned this, but again, I think I mentioned this last podcast episode, never mind. It was when I talked about I didn't wear a lot of shirts. I don't wear full shirts. And then this girl who was just like...
The worst.
Actually, a little bit. If she watches this, I already know she doesn't like me, sorry.
Yeah, whatever.
She probably doesn't know we have this because she doesn't pay attention to me. But, she was just, which again, didn't tell me this, told my coworker that someone's just like, she just, what, outside of work? And I was like, what do you think I do? Like, it surprises me. My mom and I talked about this. Like, people up here definitely don't have, because again, you're not from St. Louis.
I'm not.
I say up here, I'm from South. Yeah. But, like, people in St. Louis, I feel like, don't understand what professionalism is.
I agree. Hardcore.
It's super interesting because I'm like, they assume that your base personality is just what you are. And it's not me being a different person.
Case in point, Susan.
Freaking Susan.
Freaking Susan.
We have big feelings about Susan.
I have such big feelings.
But I struggle with it. Of being like, I'm just professional. Yeah. And they're like, well, what do you mean? You're not having a meltdown? And I'm like, no, this is just professionalism.
Yeah, like I was...
in college,
being a professional,
taught, and in my internships and different things, taught how to be a professional working person.
You know, what's funny, because I studied literature, is I was not.
I was, very much so.
Yeah, I was not. I guess I also studied education, but that's professional in a very different way. But it was just, for me, it was just like watching my dad. He's a businessman. watching him navigate all social situations,
Yeah.
both professional and personal, and seeing him shift how
It's
he's...
different.
Yeah. Like, he will act as is appropriate for the situation, and you
Mhm.
can see him doing it if you know him well.
Yeah.
And I was just like, yeah, that works. I'll do
Did
that
you
too.
study at some for your graduate degree? I feel like you would have.
For hospitality, I already had it down by then.
Well, I was saying, but you would have studied it by then, though.
I didn't study it.
You
No.
didn't study it in that? Oh, I would have assumed that would have been
No.
part of the training.
No, it was more like because it was like hospitality management.
Oh.
So it was more like, it was, I guess I didn't study it, but like when I was going through manager training for the restaurant, there was a little bit
more
of like, this
directed,
is
though.
how you,
Got you.
this is how
Okay.
we handle customer service. And I was like, got it.
Mm.
But being a daughter of an immigrant daughter, people pleaser, Sagittarius that I am, I had already kind of nailed it.
I mean, that's fair. I learned it quickly just because that was the nature of... That's just what you did. I don't know.
Well, yeah, I think like social context, like in the South, you have to also.
Yeah, you adjust based on who you're around. And it's not that I'm still me.
Yeah.
So I think people think of it as like multi-face or two-face.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
No.
case in point, the way I act in church is not the way that I'm going to act out at a bar.
Exactly.
Like, those are not the same things,
Yeah.
kind of thing, or whatever. You are going to behave, and not that me in church versus me at a bar, they're the same person. I am still me.
Yes.
I'm just, maybe going to understand what situation I'm in.
Yes, the difference
and
is...
act appropriately.
The difference is you have the same thoughts and reactions, but you don't feel them the same.
Correct. Yeah.
Sometimes you keep them inside to process later.
Yeah.
If you're at the bar, they're all out there.
I'm also still me. I think that's the thing that I've struggled with. I've explained this to people in St. Louis.
Mhm.
And they're like, so you're two-faced? And I said, whoa. I am still me. I am me
Crazy.
across all of these things. I have
Yeah.
never not been me.
That's so funny. I feel like we get very different reactions about this.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's because I'm white. I'm white.
I was gonna say it's because I'm charming.
Well,
Remember that conversation?
but I mean, I do think people go to an arts that's different. But I do think I get so many people. I have a different version of an expectation where people look at me, clock me as something. I am not what they clock me as.
Yeah.
Most of the time. They clock me as this, like, fun little, I mean, I look like I joined a sorority. I did not. Kind of vibe, right?
They do, especially with the blonde hair.
The blonde hair. The shortness, I think, is helping a little
Yeah.
bit. But
I got you these earrings.
you did, yes.
I got her those earrings.
So, I get clocked as something very different, and then people say things to me,
Yeah.
assuming I am one way. And then they learn real fast
Yeah.
that I am not that way, and then they don't know what to do with me. Because they've already formed an opinion of me in
it's
in
the
their mind.
cognitive dissonance.
Yes.
Yep.
And they're not good at it. So.
Yeah. People in St. Louis are complicated.
They
They are always the same no matter what.
And it's baffling.
It is baffling.
I'm like, you can be more fun here or less fun here.
Yeah.
That's perfectly fine.
You can keep your thoughts to yourself here.
God, please. Inside thoughts are sometimes nice. And this is coming from me who is honestly not always good at that.
I'm not great at it all the time either.
Yeah.
But yes. Anyways, guys and everyone,
All those in between.
all those in between. I use guys as a gender neutral term.
It is in the U.S.
Yeah.
He is considered the general term,
Well,
but he
I
is
dis-
also gender
I
neutral.
disagree with that, but I do, because
Oh,
like,
from, like, a
I'm like
legal-
my dudes, I know from a legal.
Oh, like from a legal
Yeah.
standpoint, it's considered a neutral
I disagree with that.
pronoun.
I have thoughts about that.
I mean,
But
I agree
like,
with this, but
I'm like, when I say like guys or like dudes, I'm like,
that's
yeah. Anyways, dudes,
peace.
peace.
Bye.
We'll